Hello and welcome to part 6 of the National Weather Service Pittsburgh Winter SKYWARN Spotter Training video series. This is the last video in the 6-part series that helps the individual go through the Winter SKYWARN class, and at the end of this there will be a quiz that you can take to become an official National Weather Service weather spotter for the National Weather Service Pittsburgh office. For this last topic, we're actually going to talk about how the best practices for doing snowfall measuring and reporting, and how you can actually help us through the winter season, as we National Weather Service meteorologists can't be everywhere all at once. We have still limitations what we can see, so we need people like yourselves, people who are on the ground seeing what's actually going on, to report that information to us to help with further research and other information. So first, when it comes to snowfall measuring and reporting, we want you to tell us. We like to have little acronyms, a little fun here, but we want you to TEL us, tell us. Give us the time, event, and location of the report you're providing. The typical type of criteria we're looking for when you're reporting information to us is anytime you have snowfall that's greater than 1 inch of accumulation, anytime you see freezing rain that's occurring, when you feel like there's wind gusts that are greater than or equal to 50 miles per hour, or you're seeing things being damaged because of the wind gusts, tree branches snapping or pole lines falling over, things of that nature, as well as any sort of impactful flooding that you may be seeing on the location. Now, with any of these reports, you can go to our website at weather.gov/Pittsburgh/reports to find all sorts of different ways with which you can report that information to us. But again, the key is to give us the time that you saw that report start, and helpful if you have the ending time, what sort of event you saw. More details the better, because especially with things like wind gusts or flooding, context really helps us a lot more to understand the full impacts of what's going on. And most importantly, tell us the location that you're seeing that report from. So that way we can make sure we plot it correctly for internal purposes, and a lot of this research, or a lot of this information, is used for research later, so that information is very important. So as a reminder, when you take these reports and you tell us that it's okay if you have a report that's late. Maybe you're out for a day, or hey, you guys got jobs, you got lives too. It's okay, you guys got to go do those things. When you do get a chance to report to us, that's okay. Send it to us late. If you're able to, especially if you're using social media means to provide that weather report to us, taking pictures or videos of the weather report is really helpful. Because then, especially with things like snowfall, you can place a ruler like these images here to help give extra context of what you're seeing. It helps us to put more trust in the report that you're having. Unfortunately, we do have times where people are trying to report falsified information to us, so we kind of have to sort through that. So when you provide these pictures with rulers, it gives us a great reference and helps to confirm what you're seeing on the ground, and help us place that report. Again, remember to tell us where you are, using things like crossroads, a nearby highway or city as a reference for that report, so we can make sure that it is plotted in the right area. When you go to do snowfall reports, the true ideal way to do a snowfall measurement is that, say you have an event that starts at 9 a.m. and it's snowing, it remains ongoing, and then at 1 p.m. the snow ends. Ideally, you would measure the snow right when that snowfall stops falling from the sky, so you have the exact amount of how much accumulated. In this little graphic scenario, we'd say, oh, I had 2.4 inches. The reason why we say that's the idealized time to measure is that sometimes things like sun settling, based on the characteristic of the snowfall, other factors could cause that snow to settle, or maybe the actual amount to go down, to where maybe you say you don't measure it until the next morning, like on Tuesday at 7 a.m. Then you may only measure 1.2 inches. While that's still helpful information, it doesn't actually capture the full amount of snowfall you did see. It's why sometimes maybe people have reported to us or commented to us, hey, National Weather Service, Pittsburgh is saying, you're saying that you've accumulated this much snow. We haven't had that much snow. Well, here at our office where we're measuring, we're doing this exact practice. And sometimes, yeah, snow is melting in between measurements. So while our total is increasing, going from maybe 1, 2 to 3 inches, the amount actually on the ground probably isn't increasing all that much because of this settling aspect of things. So when you go to measure, ideally, if you have a snowboard, like a big, large piece of wood that's placed on the ground away from trees, away from houses, that has clear view of the sky, is the most ideal place to try to get a snowfall measurement. Obviously, some people don't want to put things like big, large wooden boards down. So if you have any other flat, not heating surfaces, those can work too. Think of things like patio, just backdoor patios, tables that might be outside. Sometimes grass can be a little bit difficult because when you go to put your ruler in, you might press into the grass some, and that can add a little bit more depth to the snow than what is actually falling on the ground. Make sure that as you make your snowfall measurements to kind of keep track between what is old versus what is new fallen snow so that you can get a true idea of the full storm total as you're maybe tracking through it. And when you report to us, make sure to try to report to us that storm total, because that's the number we're trying to keep track and provide to the media, provide to you, the public, at the end of an event. If you're kind of got trees or things on the area, it can be difficult. Here at our office, we do have some things that are in the way. So what do? Good practice is also taking measurement in multiple different spots within the area. Sometimes things like wind can blow the snow around and create little drifts. So you kind of take different snow measurements all around, and that gives you a chance to get maybe an average. So while some places are 2 inches, some are 4, some are 6, you can kind of get the average, and then that's the amount you can report to us. When you do make measurements with your ruler, we try to round to the nearest tenth of an inch for that snowfall report. For example, 1.3 inches, 0.9 inches. So that's a good encompassing way of how to go about making an actual snowfall report and measurement. When you do get that report, whether it's the snowfall or anything else, you can go to our website and it'll look a little bit like this at weather.gov/Pittsburgh/reports. And we'll list on there all sorts of different ways with which you can actually report that information to us. One of them being an online submission form where you click submit report. You'll get a little Google form that you just simply fill out. It's a questionnaire that provides all the information to you. You simply put in the information as you best know. When you put it through that report, it automatically goes to our office. We can get that into our data systems and transmit it to the public very quickly. It's a really helpful way to go about providing that information to us or telling us. Additional ways that you can report to us is the social media channels like Facebook or Twitter/X. Again, those are great routes to provide us. We constantly monitor and check that, and through those avenues, it provides a chance for you to provide pictures and other contextual information for us. That's really appreciated. And then other means as well, that with a couple at the bottom being CocoRAS and the mobile app MPing that we'll go over here in a second. One of those last options is called CocoRAS. Now, this is an online website and voluntary community basically named Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network. So basically, it's a grassroots effort, nonprofit, community-based organization that allows all sorts of just regular citizens to have snowfall measuring and rainfall measuring equipment at their house and report that information to a network. It allows us to build this high-density precipitation network that we can use for climate purposes, for weather monitoring, and eventually snowfall reports. The idea is you would take daily precipitation measurements at your house, you send it in every morning to the National Weather Service or to this website as you can, and that information gets fed directly into our observation network systems. It's really helpful because it's not only helpful for us verifying warnings or using for future research. There's people like farmers, river partners who are monitoring the amounts of rainfall, snowfall that are going on in the region to make decisions in their each individual sectors. So you can actually get this, sign up for this program and get an app on your phone through the Google Play or Apple App Store. So if you need more information, you can go onto our website at weather.gov/PBZ or go to the website itself at www.cocoras.org. A second kind of useful reporting tool is called MPing. Again, this is an app-friendly device They can download onto your personal phone through Google Play, the Apple App Store, or any other app entity. And it allows you to tag your specific location, tag the specific time using a map, and plot your specific reports. And it kind of has that interface that looks like there. Again, MPING is something that basically stands for precipitation identification near the ground, or mobile precipitation identification near the ground. MPING reports are really useful for us in operations because during an active weather event, these reports help to kind of confirm areas that are seeing snow, areas that are seeing freezing rain, or just straight rain. And we can make quick adjustments to our forecast on the fly based on these reports. And again, it's another service that if you provide a report in there, it gets into our systems, we see it right away. So you are directly helping to influence the forecast that we make by utilizing this sort of service right here. Remember, we want you to partake in this. We do our best, but we can't be everywhere at once. So we want you to partake in it. Help us be part of a great big weather community of people who just love to see weather, be a part of it, and get the best forecast possible. So if you want to be one of our next National Weather Service Pittsburgh SKYWARN spotters, simply look in the comment section below this video, take our online quiz, and you'll get more information on how to be certified as a National Weather Service SKYWARN spotter, and you can just partake in the conversation in any of those ways, again, through our online website. Thank you very much for going through this 6-video course, and we look forward to hearing you soon through this weather season. Have a great one, and this is the end of the National Weather Service Pittsburgh Winter SKYWARN training session.